Hi, I'm Tim Merrick. I'm running for the school board here in New Hanover County. And I want to bring you up to date on some of the problems that we're facing right now. And right now, the biggest problem in front of us is a financial crisis. According to our superintendent, we are $20 million behind on our budget for this year. A lot of money we don't have. Now, I was in Raleigh last week when I demonstrated in front of the Supreme Court and the General Assembly building with hundreds of others, demanding more state funding for our schools. So if you haven't been following along, in the 90s, several counties sued the state legislature, saying that they were not upholding their constitutional duty to provide a sound basic education for all the students in North Carolina. The courts agreed. It made its way through the courts. We never saw a dollar. The Supreme Court in 2022 said you must indeed spend hundreds of millions of dollars, nearly $500 million for state schools. It would mean $57.2 million more for our district this year alone. Not only would that cover our $20 million shortfall, but we'd finally be able to hire the teachers' aides. We'd be able to pay our teachers what they deserve. We could hire bus drivers, nurses, music teachers. Remember when we used to teach music? So, unfortunately, if you've been paying attention, our state Supreme Court, which is now 5-2 Republican majority, has been overturning precedent with abandon. Basically, whatever the state legislature asks for, they generally get. So, I'm not holding my breath that the state legislature is going to give us more money. Now, to make problems worse, the state legislature removed the income cap on school vouchers. What this means is that ultra wealthy people will now be able to take taxpayer money and send that to elite private schools for their kids. These schools are not accountable to the state. They don't necessarily go through any testing. They don't have to include any children that they don't want to. Disabled children, kids with economic disadvantage won't be able to go there. And the biggest, one of the huge problems about it is that if they do allow some children in, perhaps who have ACEs, adverse childhood experiences that cause them to be more of a behavioral challenge, after the first 20 days of school, if they then send them back to the public school saying, sorry, it's not a good fit, the money stays with the private school. So now the public school, who does need to still teach this child, has even less money to do it. Wow. This brings us to the county. Now, the county does supply extra money, more than mandated by the state, to help us to hire some of these positions, and we're grateful. But we're still $20 million short. So when you hear the people from the school side saying, but we need more money, and we hear the county people saying, but we give you so much money, they're both right. So I can't make this stuff up. Yes, I want your vote. But I also need you to vote for county commissioners, state legislatures, especially the governor, who are Democrats, because the Democrats are the ones who have consistently and historically stood by public education. We're going to get through this. It's not going to be easy. It's not going to be fun. We'll get through it. But I need you to put me on that school board so we can find a sustainable way forward. Sorry for the bad news. Here's some good news, at least a measure of it. We're excited that we logged our 100th contributor to our campaign this week. Still 1 week before the primary. So we are not only excited about that, but we're ever so grateful for your trust in my leadership and for your faith in my campaign. So with that, until I see you next time, go vote.